Well, peace, 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 fam. How is everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. This is our Mars Day today. I am Oracle Deborah. This is the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo, the full snow moon, some say the full storm moon. And I think it's kind of, it makes sense since we're about to get some snow, actually. This is the time when we get our storms, snowstorms. So 'tis the full snow moon. Um, Before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that very, very much. I am working very hard on my channel, and I see you guys are starting to view more. So thank you so much. I'll take every little bit I can get until it just becomes overwhelming and I can start, employing people who can do all these great magical things with technology. Okay, so until then, I'm going to grind away as I always do. And hopefully you're enjoying the content. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, I am still rocking my Eagles. This is Eagles week for me. So, but I always have to represent, Mars, the I am, I am sweatshirt. So, the eye of Horus, as they say. All right, I know I got some music going on. This is kind of to set the mood for me. It should die. I phase out. Let me make sure it phases out at some point. Give me 1 second. All right, let's look at this. Yeah, it's gonna phase out. So it will quiet down soon enough. And got my ego in the back. All right, so the full moon in Leo. Now we know Leo is ruled by the sun. Okay, Leo the lion represents royalty. I always say with Leo, it's about, me. It's about the shine. It's about the attention. Know any Leos, that's Leo. They come into a room, they shine bright. It's all the attention is on them. Leos love this. Now, I always say there's two types of Leos. The results are the same, but the road to it is different. Okay? But that's Leo, ruled by the sun. The sun, the crystal ruby represents the sun. So generally on Sundays, I'll rock my ruby ring to represent, this is Sunday. Now, what's interesting about this? Now, before I get started, let me just say this. I'm already started, but before I move forward, let me say this. I'm not really sure why my music is moving on to the next, because I don't really want to hear the snow. Let me pause here. Let me go back here. And yeah. Yeah, let's do that. All right. What was I saying? So the crystal, ruby, represents the sun. So that's what I would usually wear on the Sundays. I switch my crystals out. Also, this would be a good time to recharge your crystal. I think this is an excellent time to recharge your crystals. If you have any bracelets, stones, whatever. I know we're about to get some snow, so maybe what you could do is put like a glass bowl or something over your crystals and set it out. I'll think about this because I don't want you to ruin your crystals, but there should be a way where you can set them out and let the moon shine on them and get them recharged. Because I think this is an excellent moon to recharge your crystals. And by the way, this moon is happening I'm all over the place, aren't I? This moon is happening tomorrow, February 12th at 8:53 a.m. And we're already in that energy. Literally, we are already um, 3 days before, 3 days after. So we're at 99% um, of the full moon. Again, which is taking place tomorrow, February 12th at 8:53 a.m. So we're already in that energy. Now, these full moons and these different signs affect everyone differently. It's not the same. While a lot of people will feel the same thing, other people will feel differently. I personally like the Leo energy because it gets me going, it gets me up and out and about and all this other stuff. But at the same time, I find most full moons, they keep me up at night. I need a little help at night to to bring my energy down because I was wired as I don't know what yesterday. And I thought it was from the game. I thought it was from the energy, the celebrations, and, you know, the special things I was eating. Yeah, now that I think about it, it was absolutely the full moon had a lot to do with why I had been on overcharge. So I need a little extra sleep assistance, some assistance with my sleep, particularly during the full moon stage. And as you can see, it's helping because the darkness is starting to fade away around my eyes. As I say with this one is always going to be a little heavier than the other one because of iritis I had many years ago. But anyway, so if you can charge your crystals tonight, okay, this is a great time to charge the crystals. We're getting snow this afternoon, so I'm going to find a way to um, maybe use an old glass bowl or something where that full moon energy can still get in there and do what it needs to do. Okay, if you could put water out during the full moon and charge that water, which I've done with the super blue moon that we had several years ago. I still have some of that water. Um, we could do it with our crystals, okay, and protect them from the elements, but still get them charged. And I'm absolutely going to do that. I'm going to do it with all my jewelry, my gold, I don't usually charge my silvers, but my gold, my crystals, all of that, all of this stuff will be going out and getting charged tonight. Uh, Not so much these, they're not real, but they look good. Anyway, all right, so full moon in Leo. And what's interesting about this full moon is Leo is the opposite or counterpart of Aquarius. And who do we have in Aquarius? We have Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius. So with the sun, and this is also Aquarius season. So we got the sun in Aquarius, and we have the moon opposite in Leo. So this is some juicy energy we want to definitely take advantage of. Now, one of my go-to sources for this moon energy is the yoga journal. I happen to like the yoga journal, so I give credit to where credit's due, always. And when I forget, I apologize, but I truly like to give credit all the time. But I also do my own meditation, and I do, my own thinking, and with my own knowledge and understanding, understanding, and the wisdom and the intuitiveness all goes in to when I talk about these full moon or new moon energies. This is the full moon in Leo. I think it's going to be quite juicy, like I said, because it is opposite the sun in Aquarius, which is Leo's counterpart. Now, with full moons, um, this is generally the time to set your intentions, right? I take that back. This is generally the time to let go. Let go of what's no longer serving your highest and best good. Now we're in winter times. Generally, what we're doing is in hibernation mode. This season, the Mother Nature, as they say, Mother Gaia, is in hibernating mode, as consider the bear, is in hibernation mode. This is not the season for growth, right? We've already had our seasons of growth. We've had our season of harvesting, which is the fall, and then this is technically a season of rest. But you can still let go during this moon energy, this full moon energy. And I always say, this is just me, I always say with any moon energy, whether it's a full moon and the intention is to let go, but there also can be, with every ending of letting go, there's always a beginning. So if something comes to mind as something you want to set your intentions to, do that. Like if it comes up for you intuitively, as it does for me, I do it. I talk about that. I journal it. Okay. So, yes, full moons are about letting go. Again, Leo is the counterpart of Aquarius. Just looking at my notes. Leo's ruled is ruled by the sun, which is currently in Aquarius, which I talked about. Pluto is in Aquarius. Aquarius rules groups, tribes, quirkiness. Aquarius is the humanitarian of the signs. Aquarius is very detached, as they say, which is not a bad thing because what are we always talking about? What do we need to let go? We're constantly holding on to things that does not serve our highest and best good. And Aquarius is the quintessential sign for letting go. Aquarius has to let go. It cannot hold on. It's not its nature to hold on to things. That's why it is such a detached sign. And that could be difficult for people who are trying to get into relationships or maintain relationships or develop long-term relationships because the energy is about letting go. It can work, of course. There are many Aquariuses in very loving relationships, but people have learned to work with that energy with their significant others. That's what I like to say. I don't like to say partners. I like to say significant others. Um, and freedom, Aquarius is also about freedom and independence, right? You can't be holding on and be independent at the same time. Remember, the co-ruler of Aquarius, Aquarius has two planets that are its co-rulers. That's Saturn and Uranus. So it is a dichotomy, if I'm using that word correctly, in a sense, because Saturn is about restrictions, discipline, getting your ish in order. Saturn is no joke. Some might even consider Saturn Satan in a sense, because when Saturn rolls in, I don't even care where Pluto is. Saturn makes its presence known. It is not going to tolerate um, um, what do I want to say? Like lack of discipline, laziness, which I'm not calling anybody laziness. It could just be ignorance. You could just be ignorant in an area, and Saturn will come and say, I need you to not be ignorant in this area. I need you to get educated in this area and tighten things up. I want these books tightened up. You can use this, but only I'm restricting you to use it in only this situation or in these circumstances. Like Saturn is the disciplinarian of the planets. It is no joke. If just like for me, like when I learned about Pluto, like I was almost depressed. But then I was like, okay, I will work with Pluto. And as I'm working with Pluto and other things going on, it's like Saturn was like, no, 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 this is not just about Pluto. I'm here. So Saturn doesn't play. We talk a lot about Saturn returns. When someone's in Saturn returns, these are circumstances where Saturn comes around, say, okay, I want to know what you've been working on. I want to know what you've been improving on. I want to know where you need to do some work, what areas you need to tighten up. Saturn's about tightening up your ship. Saturn doesn't play. So while you have Saturn as a co-ruler of Aquarius, now comes Uranus as the co-ruler. And Uranus is about freedom, independence, innovation, shocking, erratic energy. Like these are like total opposites. Uranus rules lightning. And when do you get a warning that lightning's happening? You understand what I'm saying? Lightning just comes in the sky. So it is just ironic. And maybe it seems ironic, but this is the energy of Aquarius. On one hand, there is a discipline about how we deal with others, about whose groups are we in and connecting to, and excuse me, how we can be, pseudo humanitarians. Not everyone has that humanitarian energy like me, like other Aquariuses. I have Venus in my, how do I say? I have Venus sitting in my Aquarius. I'm a Aquarius Venus. So that's a prominent place for me, particularly when it comes to my relationship. So yeah, I mean, Aquarius is this eclectic sign that on one hand is all about independence, quirkiness. Don't you see all these even at the Grammys, right? You have people like Chapel Roan, and she's got all this quirky stuff going on. Or you saw Lady Gaga, she had like the what was the wife from the Adams family? Yeah, I can't think of her name, but like she had that energy going on. Even Doechii the rapper, she had like the big pants on, which was like totally odd. Like you saw a lot of that energy at the Grammys. I saw some people with some red hair, and I mean, red is not unusual, right? The red hair has been around for a while, but you rarely see it at the Grammys, I guess. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's been a minute. But we are in the Aquarian energy. So someone had like, I guess one side of their hair was just like totally red and whatever. My point is we are seeing this Aquarian energy play out in real time. It could be very unsettling for someone who is a double Saturn, who's used to discipline, who is used to restrictions, who is used to stability. Okay, and Uranus is coming along and shaking stuff up, and you don't know what's happening from day to day, which, some of you watch some of my past videos. I've talked about like this air energy is just over the top. For me, it's just too much. I need stability. I'm practical, right? And so many of you, our earth signs are very practical. This could be a very challenging energy for us. But right now, to bring this back to the full moon, we have this beautiful illuminating moon in Leo. Opposite is counterpart with the sun sitting in Aquarius. And we're bringing those two energies together. And I think it really does equate to a harmonious energy. I'm going to read parts of the journal to you because it accurately reflected what I was thinking when I started to meditate on this energy. Now, let's see. Okay, so what I wrote was, with this full moon in Leo, I think this illumines how we can be our authentic selves unapologetically, which is Leo, while drawing in, attracting our authentic soul partner, our soul significant other, our soul tribe, our soul groups, okay, which may or may not look like us, act like us, do things like us, but for some reason, there is synergy there. So I think this also taps into parts of ourselves that we either denied or we buried from a long time ago, or that wasn't popular in our social setting. And now all of a sudden, We're saying, forget that. I'm going to be myself. It seems a little odd for me, but I have enough courage to step out and do this thing, wear this thing, act some way, and I'll just take the hit. And, even though I'm not 100% comfortable in taking this new step, I am standing on my square because in my soul, it feels right. It feels good. It feels like I'm lining up with myself. Okay. So that's, if any of you all can relate to that, I mean, I feel like that's what this full moon energy is going to illumine, for us as a whole. Now let's see, what else did I write? Um, this is a beautiful, harmonious aspect that will allow us to shine in and of ourselves. Shine, Leo, the lion, royalty. Here I am. Okay, that's Leo the lion. Hear me roar. I got my pride around me. Okay, I rule this, right? And not that you are ruling people around you, but you're ruling this, you within. You're taking ownership of your inner self. And it's that inner self, that cultivating of that inner self, that inner soul that gets illumined on the outside of you. And this is what's drawing your tribe to you. Okay, so you're shining in and of us, we're shining in and of ourselves and others at the same time without judgment. So we're able to step out of our comfort zones and be our quirky, beautiful selves, and at the same time be that around others who are probably stepping out of their comfort zones, being their quirky, beautiful selves, right? And it's working. And there's no judgment. It's like, oh, that's your thing. Okay. Well, this is my thing. Okay. And you're working together. Now, the article gave an example of musical notes, right? You have different musical notes that have a different tone, but together, when you bring it all together, they make a beautiful sound. My favorite example is the body, right? You got the head, you got the finger, you got the toes, you got the legs, you got the thighs, you got the eyes, the ears, the lips, and the chest, the arms, and the soles of the feet. Like all of these things, they have different purposes. Right? Even within the hand, the thumb has a different purpose than the pinky, and so forth and so on. But in tandem, it works together as one body. So it makes no sense for the eye to try to be the foot, or the nose to try to be, the butt, or the knee to try to be the mind. Like it doesn't work that way. Each part of the body has its role, and together it works together as a beautiful masterpiece. This is who we are, right? As soul beings, we are a masterpiece, unique in and of ourselves. Aquarius, very unique. And so we can step out and shine, Leo the lion, right? And be our authentic, unique selves. I'm really loving this energy. Now, people are saying because this is happening around Valentine's Day, it's bringing in heart, the soul, the partnerships, your relationships, and all these different things. I don't know, maybe, but it may affect, because this is around Valentine's Day, because we are stepping out into being our authentic selves. This affects the people around us. This affects how they perceive us. And it could be that in your partnerships, someone's not ready for that. And so consequently, we may have to um, meditate on that. Do we have to make decisions about that? Do we have people? This is Aquarian energy as well, right? So, and we got Pluto sitting there. Are the people in our soul groups best are there for our highest and best good? Or do we need to release them? Full moon energy. Do we need to let go and love? Right? So they can continue on their path and you can continue on your path. Or can you cohabitate while you're both or all of you are exploring your own path? It doesn't have to be either or. We can learn to cohabitate as we did in past generations, past centuries. I mean, we think things only came about in 2 or 3 years. That's not so. You understand what I'm saying? It's not so. The U.S. is a baby country in comparison to other ancient civilizations. So you may have to, or may have to consider at least, who is in your circle, who works for you, who's not working for your highest and best good and according to the path you're on. And all these decisions can be made in love and with love. You understand? And sometimes there's just a break. Hey, I'm making this choice. We're in that energy, right? And you've made your choice. So we are clearly on opposite sides of the fence here. My son reminded me several months ago, and I don't remember saying this to him, but I guess I was pouring out wisdom on him through the years. And he said to me, "It's one thing you said I'll never forget. You told me," this is his words. He said, "You told me at some point you can't continue to straddle the fence. You're going to have to make a decision." I don't even know what circumstance we were talking about or what conversation we were having that made me say that to them, that had me say that to him, but it stuck with him. Yeah, my son, he's like, he has to ruminate because I'm telling you, the way my mind works, I was like, ooh, I was like an aquarium pouring out information. It was like probably information overload, but as he um, is developing into his own manhood, and he's not a young man anymore because, when we get beyond our 20s, we're still kind of babies. So we're starting to authenticate ourselves when we get around those late 20s, early 30s, especially those early 30s. We start to, examine who our friends are, who they were, and, just defining who our tribes are. So yes, we may get to a point where like, I've been straddling this fence. This is no longer, listen, this energy is not allowing us, to be honest, this energy is not allowing us to straddle fences anymore. It's just not. We have to make a decision. We have to. Now, before I move on, and this is a side note, a side note, what I'm finding about the foundational Black American community, which is divided, right? So just on a political level, you have the Democrats, the Republicans, you got independents, and you got the working class, you got the boules, you got the this, you got we got all kinds of things going on just within our community. This has nothing to do with the diaspora, just the foundational Black American community. And what I'm finding interesting is that we are actually in agreement on one thing that we were highly divided on up until this past election, that we are in agreement with, but just for different reasons, right? So you had those who went to the right and voted for Trump, who said, I'm really not feeling this open borders thing. It's tearing down our communities. It's taking away from us. We don't have resources for us, and we're still paying taxes. And then you have the left that we're for everybody. We don't care who you are. We're for everybody. Keep the borders open. right? We're okay with that. But then after Trump won, and we have these protests now from the Hispanic community, and the Hispanic community is saying, hey, where's the Black community? Why are you not out here? Why are you not helping us? Asians too, they're like, we need the Black community because all of the things that we fought for, our elders fought for, our ancestors fought for, not just fought, died, suffered, all kinds of things. These programs, all these groups benefit from, all of them. And yet there is a hatred towards us, a disdain, a lack of respect, and a whole lot of other things, right? And even if a person is okay with it, their parents have instructed them stay away from those people, right? And yes, they called us those people. Now, the interesting part in this is that now that these groups are asking, where are the Black Americans? So you got which is interesting again, you have the foundational Black Americans who were Democrat, who were all open borders. They're upset because they say, you know what? Who did you guys vote for? Didn't you all vote for Trump? 92% of us, of our women, and a high 80 something, 87, 88% of Black men voted for Kamala. And we needed you to bring in your little numbers so that we can help you. We were supposed to be there to help all of us, like a melting pot. But you didn't do that. We looked at the numbers and you all voted for Trump. So now deal. We're stepping back. Those on the right and probably the independents were like, we were never for those open borders anyway. We told you that. We made it clear that we're either going to sit it out like Pookie, as Obama called us, or vote right or vote independent. But we absolutely are not voting Democrat. Democrats don't do anything for us. You promise us, and you for years, for decades, you never gave us anything, and now you just throw it in our face. Well, it's not like I'm going to do anything just to benefit Black people, quote unquote. You know who said that. So we're not for that. So we absolutely are not going to be out there protesting with you and for you because the same thing. You don't have any respect for us. You have this disdain for us. You use our programs and then you smirk in our faces and all these different things. You say things behind your back when you get in your little circles in your homes, and we know all that, right? So we're not doing it. But what's interesting is that both sides of the foundational Black American community who are on opposite sides of the fence are in agreement that we're not going out here to protest for anybody, but we're just doing it under different reasons. But somehow it's brought about a strange unity, Aquarian. I just wanted to throw that out there. All right. So, with that being said, somehow the political had to jump in on that, but I wanted to give that, I wanted to make that, I just felt like I had to share that. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to share my window. Not sure which window I'm sharing though. Uh, is it this one? No, let's try this one. Let's try this one. I could absolutely be wrong. So we know it's not that one then. Let's see. Let's try another window. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to try this again because I honestly don't, I just don't want it to do that thing. Let's see. Documents. Okay, here it is. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had the right window. All right. So, like I said, I give shout out to the Yoga Journal. I do like their content. And there's a lot before this. So, again, full snow moon is tomorrow, January 12th at 8:53 a.m. Eastern Time. Did I say January 12th, February 12th? February 12th at 8:53 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to get right into the crux of this section right here. And then maybe I'll jump around in the article because it's a long article. And, further up, it talks about love and relationships and things like that. But this is the area that I want to focus on right here. It says, when you align with the elevated frequencies of Leo and Aquarius, your higher self emerges. Okay, so when you align with the elevated frequencies of these energies, your higher self emerges, while Leo prompts you to discover your innermost truth. Aquarius teaches you to uplift humanity by being authentic. This is the part of you connected to everything around you and the infinite energy of the universe. From this space, comparison and competition fade away because you understand everything is one. See, that's that alignment I was talking about. Now, when you align with these highest vibrations, we're on this second paragraph, something magical happens. You tap into the age of Aquarius. You tap into what the age of Aquarius truly represents, a time when each person contributes their unique gifts while working in harmony with everyone else to create positive change. Your heart frequency extends far beyond your physical body, touching others with its powerful electromagnetic field. You become a beacon of light, inspiring others to shine their own light brighter. See, someone else's shine is not going to affect you. That's what's most beautiful about this energy, right? A lot of times we walk into a room and we're illuminated, we're shining bright, and it just breeds contempt and hatred because people are feeling inferior about themselves. But that's not what this energy is about. This energy is saying you are shining bright and feeling confident and stable. Okay, I don't know where this music is coming from. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. This falling snow is really wanting to play, and maybe I'll play it at the end of my video. I'll get back to it. I don't know what it is about that music, falling snow. Maybe because we're about to snow, and this is a snow moon. Okay, so there you have it. But anyway, so you walk in and you're shining, you're illuminating, you're like lighting up a friggin' room. And, remember in the past, you got all these haters coming at you, and you say, and I remember saying to someone, I was like, I'm not changing. So I'm like, here's some sunglasses for you so you can deal with the brightness. Okay. That's what I ended up having to say to someone. I was like, because you clearly are having a problem with my beauty and my lightness, my my exuberance that that is a part of me when I walk to a space that's shared by you. So here's some sunglasses for you. Here's some, what do they call them? Ray J's. Here, take a pair of these, because, so that you don't have to deal with all of this illumination, right? But this is an energy where we're all illuminated. Okay. This energy is shining a light on all of this beautiful Leo energy. And we will all be this beacon of light. And it's fine because, as the article says, we'll be inspiring others to shine their own light brighter. So you shining your light brighter is not going to affect me because I'm filled. I'm filled. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? And you could take this energy out there, on the political scene and the work scene and the family scene or whatever other group scene you're in and say, hey, you know what? We're sitting back. We're not protesting because we're standing on our square. We're shining our bright light. And while the protesters be out there, well, okay, well, we're going to have to do what we have to do, yada, 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 which, I'm not sure why you're in another country waving you're waving another flag from a country you initially belonged to, but you're demanding to be here. Like, yeah, that part doesn't sound. So maybe they need to get their own beacon of light together. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not here to address them. All right, so the third paragraph says this full moon supports you in releasing lower vibrational patterns like seeking external validation, creating drama for attention, or becoming, I'm thinking a little bit of, Scorpio. The low vibrational side of Scorpio does this, creates drama for attention, only to bring about death, to bring about togetherness, which is kind of, strange. It's very scorpionic energy. All right, hold on, babes. Let me get this. Hold tight, hold tight. All right, let me do this. Let me stop sharing for a second. All right, sorry about that. I am waiting for calls to come in, but let me go back and share my screen again. Sorry for that interruption. Here we go. All right, let me start over. We're starting with this third paragraph. This full moon supports you in releasing lower vibrational patterns like seeking external validation, creating drama for attention, or becoming overly critical and detached. Okay. Instead of judging these patterns, simply notice them with compassion. When you bring awareness to these shadows, they begin to transform. Okay. So I love that. And I've talked about that before in the past about when lower vibrational memories or patterns or things come up, we have to pause and acknowledge them, right? Which is what this is saying. But what it does is they begin to transform as we give them the attention that is asking for. Like, hey, okay, this thought is coming up. This person is coming up that I let go a long time ago. Why are they coming up out of the blue? What is it that I can do for you? Is there anything I need to, that's unresolved in this situation that I need to deal with? See, that begins the transformation. And in turn, it moves on quicker. It's like fleeting. It goes on and does what it has to do. All right, my music wants to stay on, so we'll leave it on. As you shift, I'm going into this last paragraph here, this fourth one here before the ad. As you shift into higher frequencies, you create space for your truest expression to emerge. You create space for your truest expression to emerge. And as you align with these profound energies and step more fully into your authentic self, that's the key, and unique power and truth, you inspire change. This is how we inspire one another. It does not serve our highest and best good when we get locked into or stuck in these lower vibrational energies, which we all do. We all have our idiosyncrasies, as I say. But if we could take these individualistic moments and tap into a frequency that's really what I call low-hanging fruit. Like, the energy is in our favor, so let's use it, right? We don't have to go fighting for it. We don't have to go breaking down doors or anything like that. It is there for us as low-hanging fruit for us to use. Then we can, more authenticate who we are. We can develop our inner soul. We can cultivate, okay, our authentic selves inside, and then illuminate that on the outside to inspire change. This is how we inspire change without so much as resistance. So just use this energy for what it is, to do some of the work for you. All you have to do is show up, be aware of it, be aware of it, and allow it to do its work. Be open, surrender to allow it to do its work. I mean, you use less energy, less muscles, less strain. It's there for us. So this is the time to use this energy. This is what I love about the moon energy. And then it goes on, when you operate from your highest self, this energy, this paragraph here, you remain constantly connected to your innate wisdom, and you inspire others through your authentic expression of love, gratitude, and acceptance. And as you accept, and celebrate yourself more fully every day, in any given moment, you will inspire others to do the same. So this is where I think I mentioned before I was distracted by the call, that sometimes Scorpios use that lower vibrational energy to cause drama in order to end something and start something else. It's sort of to come in and create a drama and then come in as the savior. When you are operating out of a higher, not the highest, but a higher vibrational energy, and you find that the people around you are feeding off of your energy. I know you know what I'm talking about, because like we call them energy vampires. We go home from wherever and we're drained, or every time we get around this person, they're just pulling on your information. And what I say is like, how can I get this person to tap into themselves and tap into their higher self so they can generate the same kind of energy? And then we are in synergy. And that's what this is saying. But people have to be open to it. You also have to create boundaries. This is why boundaries are important. I said, I'm going to be me, but I have to set boundaries around you because you have not learned, or you don't know how to, develop this authentic, bright, beautiful beacon of light on your own, which you have the power to do, which others have the power to do, which we have the power to do, so that as we are standing in our power and inspiring others by standing on our square, i.e. in our power, others would say, oh, I can do that too. Now, this is how we can be amongst each other, shining like a freaking spotlight all over the place, and no one is offended, no one is jealous, no one is, envious, because they got the same energy. They're using the same light. They are filled. So they don't have to look at you and say, why do you have this and I don't have it? Well, why is that easier for you and it's not easy for me? Tap into your own beacon. All right. All right, so other astrological influences. So I think this is important too, because sometimes we don't understand what is affecting, how these different energies affect us. It's because there are other aspects. It's not just the moon opposite the sun, right? There are other planets aspecting these energies. So let's go through this really quickly. So related aspects taking place during this full moon in Leo also create opportunities for transformation. The full moon in Leo and Sun in Aquarius square this is square Uranus and Taurus, an electric energy that shoots up anything blocking. So Uranus loves to surprise us, which I talked about with sudden insights and unexpected changes, all designed to wake you up to your highest potential and bring revolutionary breakthroughs in how you express your authentic self. That's a nice way of putting it. That's a very nice way of putting that. Uranus energy. But in the end, that's what it does. Next paragraph. While this energy can feel intense or unsettling, trust that disruptions are actually cosmic nudges drawing you to live more fully. Uranus and Taurus specifically helps you to revolutionize your relationship with your values and self-worth, supporting you in claiming your innate right to shine. You might break free from situations, relationships, or beliefs that have kept you playing small. Also, the Sun conjunct Mercury in Aquarius, right? Because Mercury is also in Aquarius, illuminates ideas about how to share your unique gifts with the world, unique gifts with the world. This alignment supports you in articulating your truth in ways that inspire others and contribute to collective evolution. You might receive insights about your way forward or understand how to communicate your authenticity more effectively. This is a powerful time for brainstorming, writing, speaking your truth, and connecting with others. And all of these things you are probably doing intuitively, which is how I do things intuitively. And then I read articles like this, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. The full moon in Leo also opposes Mercury in Aquarius, creating a powerful bridge between heart and mind. Although oppositions can create tension, this one asks you to integrate your emotional intelligence with your intellectual understanding, heart, mind. This alignment helps you to find balance between feeling and thinking, allowing you to express your emotional truth with clarity and wisdom. Then we have Mars retrograde in Cancer, which I cannot wait for Mars to go forward. Oh my God. Mars retrograde in Cancer trines Saturn in Pisces. So Mars in Cancer connects you with your emotional wisdom, encouraging you to move forward in ways that feel nurturing and authentic. The retrograde invites you to review and refine how you assert yourself and take action in the world. Saturn in Pisces adds spiritual depth and staying power to your efforts. This is actually my natal placement, Saturn in Pisces, helping you build lasting foundations based on your intuitive guidance. This trine creates an easy flow between your emotional wisdom, spiritual insight, and ability to take aligned action and create concrete change in your life. I love that. Together, these cosmic forces, we're here, amplify the potential of the full moon in Leo for awakening, helping you release the limitations that keep you from your authentic expression, illuminate your way forward, communicate your truth effectively, and take practical steps aligned with your heart's wisdom. This luscious energy. Being vulnerable is the only way to allow your heart to feel true pleasure. Bob Marley. Oh, delicious, delicious. Now, full moons can feel intense. This is talking about it can feel intense in your bodies and stir up emotions, yet this serves as a gateway to elevate your vibration and expand your consciousness. The full moon amplifies your instinctual desire to release anything blocking your highest potential. When emotions surface during the full moon, embracing them can lead to inner wisdom. Let Leo's energy remind you that you are always worthy of self-love, always. And watch how this self-acceptance brings out your truest essence. Take some quiet time during this full moon to sit with yourself and truly listen to your heart. Feel into the spaces you might have closed off. Ask what message it wants to share with you and be open to receiving its wisdom without letting your mind interrupt. Okay. What else? Um, let yourself explore any questions for curiosity. So I talked about being curious. Being curious helps us to have conversations, true conversations, right? Because you can't be curious and talk at the same time. People are always telling us to shut up, shut your mouth, close your lips, be quiet. That's the reason you have two ears and one mouth. None of this stuff works. None of this advice works. What I found work, or at least it doesn't work for me. What I found work for me is, how can I be curious? The only way I know how to be curious is to listen. So you see how different that energy is when someone's telling you, just be quiet, just shut up. Yes, you do need to be quiet. Yes, you do need to quote unquote shut up. But how do you do that without feeling defensive? Right? See the energy in that? It has that Seven of Wands energy. I'm defending my position, or that Nine of Wands energy. Like, it's all very defensive. But if you're asking someone, how can you be curious? Oh my God, feel how open that is. Feel how loving that is. And you're saying, and it causes you to think, well, how can I be curious? Well, let me stop. Let me ask a question. Let me listen. Let me observe. You understand what I'm saying? The energy is so different. Why are we constantly resisting and, riding up the river? How do you say paddling up a river without, what's that saying goes? You're, uh, oh my God, how does that saying goes? It's like you're going up a creek without a paddle, or you're paddling, you're walking up a hill. I mean, we're talking two different elements here, but I don't know, just paddling up a creek the opposite way, as opposed to going down a creek. You're using less force, less energy, less muscle, less everything. So I don't know, you get what I'm saying, right? As always with any energy, light a candle, play some music, wrap yourself in a blanket. This is the winter time, right? This is this soul hibernating type of energy. It says you can energetically open your heart if it is physically closed because of a tight chest or back. We often forget that there is access to the heart through both the front and back of the body. So place your shoulder blades. So place between your shoulder blades, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. The place between your shoulder blades is like a little trap door to the back of your heart. So focus on breathing, which I talk about, and stretching into both the front and back of your body, feeling the full circumference of the heart experience. So this is giving you some things you can do to tap into your heart. As you align with this full moon, allow your heart's message to extend far beyond yourself. Make it not about you. While it's about you, you can also make it not about you. Express your gifts freely and watch how your authentic energy inspires others. Accept and love yourself completely, wholly, fully. This is how you shine your brightest light in the world. Remember, when you share your true self without hesitation, you give others permission to do the same. We are leaders in and around us, even when we don't think we're leaders. Now, Leos know they're leaders. Leos just know this, okay? This is what I come here to do. I'm the king. This is what I do. But those of us who are cultivating our Leo roar, our lion's roar, we have to cultivate that by remembering that when we share our true self without hesitation, we give others permission to do the same. Your love has the power to create ripples of positive change throughout the collective consciousness. Oh, this is really good energy. This is a long article, but it has, okay, so that's really the end of it. So I'm going to scroll.
At Adobe Photoshop, we know life is full of distractions.
Okay.
A fifth-grade clarinet solo? Distracting.
Sorry, guys.
A mustard stain on your favorite shirt?
Let me stop sharing. Man. Oh my God, it's still going. Hold on. Okay, I finally found where the culprit was coming. Look, it's still there. Here it is. Okay, that was over the top. If you have a hard time sitting still, the flow is okay. So, whew, man, it came out of nowhere. Sorry about that, beloveds. All right, so, um, all right, so let's see. So you see this here, says the upcoming full moon in Leo offers an opportunity to explore self-love and authentic expression, which the article, it elaborates about. I want to see if there's anything else. It carries the power to help you break free from anything that dims your light. You might experience unexpected revelations about your way forward or feel called to express yourself more boldly than ever before. These shifts help you align more fully with your authentic self and highest potential. Trust your inner compass. There you go. Trust your inner compass, which knows exactly where you need to go, even if the road ahead feels uncertain. So there's a trust factor here. Like the majestic lion, Leo embodies leadership. I told you that. Leadership, strength, and most importantly, love. Yes, because Leo rules love. Leo rules the heart. Ah, that's where this is coming from. I totally forgot. Leo, yes, rules the heart. And so the heart is our authentic expression of our truest thoughts. And it's through the heart that we bring the messages up to the mind, and then the mind expresses it. There we go. Ah, now it makes sense. It's all coming together. See, I'm kind of going through this with you guys. You probably figured it out already, but so your heart holds the answers you've been seeking. Everything is within. The full moon in Leo encourages you to tune into your heart's wisdom. Even when your mind, even when your mind tries to lead you down a supposedly safer path, it's your time to reconnect with what lights you up and share that spark with the world. See, here's the thing about the mind, right? The mind is there to protect you. And the mind remembers. The mind remembers what your traumas were, what it was like when you went through certain things, and it scared the hell out of you. So the mind remembers so that it works very efficiently. The mind is not going to work haphazardly. It works very efficiently. Tis the conditioning, the programming, and all these things. It will lock in on things so that it doesn't have to work hard. It sets it up in the system, and boom, there you go. And this is why when we're doing shadow work, we're trying to change things. You say, okay, and now that I'm aware that I have this pattern, I'm going to respond to it differently. But before you can respond to it differently, the the mind is already set up to answer a certain way, to do a certain thing before you can even get to that point. Or even if you're trying your best not to say something, not to do something, because you know what the bottom line is going to be. You know how it is going to play out because why? You've been here, done this before, but you can't. This is where shadow work comes in. You've got to drill into that area. You've got to drill down into the source of where that came from. This is your shadow work. And you've got to see it for what it is, accept it for what it is, and begin to reprogram your mind. Okay? And you do this through your heart. Your heart, you want something different. You want to do something different. So you have to speak differently to yourself. And the shadow work encompasses a lot of different things. I'm not going to go into that, but you understand my point. Your mind will try to lead you down a supposed safer path because the mind is there to protect you. But when you're doing shadow work, when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, the mind might hold you back and say, that, that's not in the program. That's scary. That's a risk. Are you safe there? I don't think you're safe there. And so it's easy to not make those decisions or to pull back or whatever. But it is the heart. It's the heart. It's the wisdom in your heart that's saying it's okay. Oh, juicy. I love it. The full moon in Leo connects you with the pure joy of childhood. Yes, that's that childlike behavior. We are in that childlike behavior. Remember the energy coming into, you may not remember if you hadn't watched my videos, but the energy coming into this week was, oh, so apropos, was the Page of Cups or the Page of Water in the Good Tarot deck. Very childlike energy. This whole month has a lot of childlike energy to it. And this is good because it's tapping into our heart. It's bringing to light any wounds around love, approval, and courage that formed in your early years. Reflect on your earliest experiences with love. Were you taught that love had to be earned? Did you learn to seek approval from others? This full moon supports you in healing these old patterns and remembering that you deserve love simply for being you. Ah, ah, this Leo moon, this energy is illuminating a powerful truth, and that is your uniqueness is your superpower. Your Aquarian quirky uniqueness is your superpower. You have special gifts and talents that only you can share with the world. Each of us carries a unique message that needs to be expressed. Like a royal taking their rightful place on the throne, it's time for you to claim your space and let yourself shine. True leaders inspire through authenticity. Lighting up any room they enter with their presence. The full moon in Leo asks, are you ready to take up your space? Are you willing to be seen? This requires courage. And unlike the mind, your heart isn't interested in perfect plans or spreadsheets. It isn't interested in the numbers. It speaks through feelings, which everybody tells us to ignore. People are getting into your feelings. You're getting into your emotion. This is Leo. This is Leo energy. This is luscious Leo energy. You don't have to get emotional when you respond, but you do need to tap into your feelings. Get the truth out of your heart and then express it through love. Okay? So it speaks through feelings, joy, love, compassion, and sometimes through pain or fear. Honestly, we're in that energy where people are just getting used to speaking up. They've been muzzled for so long. They've been clapped back at for so long. They've been shut down for so long. The only way to really get it out is just to get it out. And that can be through fear, that can be through anger, and it's always pointing back to pain. The fear always points back to pain all the time. So, this luscious, high vibrational Leo, we're talking about this high vibrational, this full moon is illuminating this super high vibrational energy of Leo. And it's this energy that's teaching us to embrace all these feelings with strength and self love. Our strength comes from self love. You want to strengthen yourself? Tap into your self love, cultivate self love, go within. You will hear me say this over and over and over again. I know I sound like a broken record, but maybe we can transform that saying, because it's not a broken record. It is a record that needs to be played until it doesn't need to be played any longer. You have the power to face anything within yourself with compassion. You know that compassion you're always giving to other people, that you always have for other people, and then you don't have anything left for yourself? This is what you're doing now. You're taking all that compassion and you're taking it and you're bringing it inward. So face these things with compassion and understanding, not just understanding, but understanding and overstanding. And you explore each aspect of your heart. You step into your innate ability to lead and inspire others. So you notice this article keeps talking about leading and inspiring others. Sometimes people just want to be in charge, or a lot of times they call girls, you're just bossy. But we really have to redefine what we're talking about here. If someone is shining, especially young girls or young boys, they're shining in their authentic light, are they really being bossy? Or are they leading because they are tapped into their authentic selves? The younger the child, the more authentic the child. We get conditioned and programmed once we come into this into this universe, into this space, into this realm. You know, we have to be we have to conform to societal rules, and a lot of times that takes away from who we are authentically. So again, this energy is very low hanging fruit, takes very little effort. All we need is awareness. Awareness, that's it. Awareness is everything. um I think I stopped sharing. I did. um yeah. Last time I thought I was sharing, but I wasn't. But you get the point. This is beautiful, luscious Leo energy, the most high vibrational energy you will get in a long time. Or you might get it more often now that Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 20 years. Okay. And we will have other full moons in Leo. The aspects will be different. So it won't be exactly the same. But who cares? Right now, we're just being present. We're just being our authentic selves. Delicious. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I think those are all the notes that I have for you. Except again, full moon energy. You know, I don't get caught up in this is winter time and this is not the time to let go. And do what you innately feel. This is what this energy is about. If you feel like I'm good, I'm in my resting space, then just use this energy to, this is extra energy to just cultivate your self love. If you feel like I do need to let some things go, which honestly, in this Aquarian energy, it is not unusual. This is what this whole energy is about. We are defining who we are within ourselves. We're making a stance, we're setting boundaries, we're standing on our square. And by that alone, we are making decisions about which side of the fence we're on, right? And I feel like even that fence, that wall, is starting to thin out because people are coming to, as I mentioned before on a political note, people are actually coming together and uniting for a very, for the same cause, just for different reasons. It's like someone going to the pool where I came in to enjoy the pool, water, and play in it. But this other person said I came to sunbathe and then just dip into the water when I need to cool off a little bit and go back to sunbathing. They're still at the pool. They're still in that energy, that environment, but they might be there for different reasons. One time I went to the pool with my son and his friends. I didn't want to get in the pool. Why? Because I had studying to do. And I found that was the only way I can give them what they want and then I can get what I needed to do. So I dressed in my little bathing suit and everything and found a nice little comforted shaded area, table, and I studied while they played, and, still at the pool, just not getting in the pool. And I'm really not trying to sunbathe. I have enough melanin in my skin. I didn't need to sunbathe, but I was there to enjoy the environment for others while I can take care of what I need to take care of. You understand? So, yeah. So, not everyone is going to be in the same space that we are in. Okay. We are all on a journey and we are all on different paths in our journey. But who doesn't want to experience this beautiful, illuminating, delicious light? And some people tap into this all the time. And people like me, double Saturns, we're always in the trenches. So, so this is like, whoo, we're coming up for air. And I'm also thinking as times are getting tougher and they're slowly rolling it out, when your grocery bills are ridiculous, eggs right now, they're messing with the eggs. So when I say messing with the eggs, um, with, bird flu and all these other things. So they're becoming more scarce. They're costing more. Gas is up high again. Utility bills are off the freaking charts. They're capitalizing on the people while demanding more from the people. The people don't have anything left to give. There's not much left to give, and they're demanding more and more and more and more and more. But at the same time, we're finding a little relief here, a little relief there. So what seems to be so catastrophic doesn't seem so scary because we're in it and we're managing it on a daily basis, if that makes sense. We're managing what needs to be managed on a daily basis. It's like we got to eat this pie. We don't have to ram the whole pie in our mouth at one time. It's still going to be too much sugar. It's still going to cause some elevated blood levels and some other issues. But maybe in between these moments, we have these moments of relief. Take advantage of these moments of relief. See how we can streamline um, our expenses, or see how we can come up with more creative ways to do the things we need to do without us, you know, liquidating all of our assets just for the sake of paying a utility bill. Some people are in that space. And you might say you don't have a whole lot of assets if you got to. Do you know they are charging $1,000 a month for, you know, a little home for utility costs? It's insane. It's insane. And you got people behind it who are hiring people to try to brainwash us and gaslight us as if this is okay. No, it's not. We're not buying into the bullshit. Okay? And there's people that look like us who are sent out as messengers. Ah, that part. And so while we are separating ourselves from those who are doing the work as we might see as the enemy, and they are seeing that we're doing the work as they see as the enemy, at the end of the day, you know, we're all suffering. We're all going through, we're all experiencing these hardships. Yes, it is easier for someone who is rich to say it's going to hurt a little. Well, hurt a little means different things for different people. And if you were trying to get your duck lined up in a row and you could not, even though you tried as hard as you could, and then you just got shut down every step of the way, what is there left to do? I don't know. But this is the part where you like, my higher source, my creator, the universe will step in on my behalf. This is a moment in time where it is difficult. I don't see the answers right now. I'm meditating. I'm For those who read the Bible, I'm reading the Bible. I'm praying. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm trying to work. You're doing everything you can to just do everything that you can. The only thing we have left is trust and faith. Trust yourself because you know you've been doing everything you can to shore up your fort, to shore up your home life, to shore up your stability. You know that. And if there are other areas where it's like, oh, I could still tighten up, then own that. It's usually little things, minor things that can just get you through the next month or the next 6 months or whatever. But this too shall pass. I honestly hate that saying, but I honestly know that it works. This moment won't last forever. Yes, it could get worse, but it can also get better. I see both happening at the same time, getting worse and getting better all at the same time. So hold on, just sit tight, use this energy to manifest. Let go of what you recognize is not serving your highest and best good. And let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your heart illuminate. There's so much answers there, hidden in the dark. Ugh. I'm so happy for us, and I'm so grateful that we have this energy during these winter months to tap into. I really am. So, well, enjoy this full moon in Leo. Remember to charge your crystals. Okay. Do some meditation. Get by some water if you're in a warm area. If not, you could do a salt bath. Those are great. Um, Go out in nature. I've been out in nature a couple of times this week already, and it was hard. And I just kept walking longer and longer, and further and further. I came across trees, and I would touch a tree, but I didn't just touch the tree. I sent Reiki to that tree. So send energy to the environments, the trees that you're around. So get out in nature if you can. meditate, cultivate your self-love, and that what you're doing in your quiet time is going to illuminate when you get out in public and around other people. And if you find you're running into resistance, know that they'll be all right. They can do the same thing. Be an example for them. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. They're just going to have to put on some Reikis until they can cultivate their own self-love. But recognize if you're coming across this hate or enemies and resistance and all these things, it's because they have not tapped into their own self-love. I don't care how confident they come off. I don't care how popular they are. I don't care how rich they are. I don't care how much support they have. They need all those people around them because they have not done the inner work, the intricate work of cultivating their own self-love. It looks like self-love because everybody's surrounded around them and has their back, but it's not. If they are exuding hate towards you, something is missing. And that is, in and of itself, is freeing. It is an awareness. And so it frees you up. You're like, I'm not doing anything to justify, this resistance I'm getting from this person or these people. They have not taken the time to cultivate their own self-love. And this is an energy that is low-hanging fruit, where it is easier for all of us to tap into and take advantage of. It just is. All right, beloveds. That will be it. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad I was able to pretty much stay on topic with one thing today. I love this moon energy. Happy Leo snow full moon. Again, it's happening tomorrow, February 12th at 8:53 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. So look, my music. Now is the time for my music to come back on. I tell you, that was like wild. The music was just doing what it wanted to do. Let's see. I really actually like this ethereal music. There we go. I love it. So peace, everyone. Have a fabulous Tuesday. For those of us who are getting snow, be safe out there. Be mindful of your back while you're snowing, while you're shoveling the snow. If you can pay somebody, I don't know, kids are not out here shoveling for others like they used to. And those who are coming around shoveling, they're scoping out your homes, which happened to us, several years ago. They came back and checked car doors looking for cash. So be sure when you clean off your cars, make sure you lock your doors. After you're done, just press that lock button until it beeps at least. But if you're not sure, just double check it later that evening. And help one another if you can. Use your children to make snow angels. They actually help shoveling without even a shovel in their hands. Let your pets out. They love the snow. Okay? And just let the snow fall. Let it fall. Just let it do what it does. Drink something hot to warm your insides. And then go snowboarding or, man, I kind of miss the days when we took the kids to we have a hospital nearby and they have a steep hill and they used to just go down that hill. It was the most awesome thing ever. Use this time to just love on your children, and children love on your parents. Be grateful they're taking time to just, allow you to be children. And some parents is like, hey, this is a time to cultivate your craft, do some extra piano lesson practices, or these things, practicing. You may want to get out in the snow, but let me tell you, Your parents are setting you up for success in the future. 1,000 hours of practice alone will set you up for so much success. And for our parents with children who may, have some areas where their children don't have the focus, they call it ADD or ADHD. Have compassion on your children. Help guide them. They actually want the guidance. Children want guidance. They don't want to be the parents. They want the guidance. This is all heart energy. This is all Leo energy. Let your heart shine through. No matter what role you are in, no matter what age you are, no matter what, place you're in a society. Let your heart shine through. And this is how we come together and unify. This is one of the ways we come together and unify, standing on a square. And like the FBA family, each side, even though we're divided, standing on our square, and yet ironically, we have come together in unison on one topic. For different reasons, but still in unity. So we've come together through our differences. Saying there's more than one way, as they say, to, I don't like the phrase skin a cat, but you can kill, I don't even like the phrase kill two birds with one stone because I don't want my birds killed. I don't know. There's more than one way to get to the place. There's different paths that lead to the same source. All right. Mm-hmm. Love you. And happy Eagles Week to us. People are really having a hard time saying they're actually a better team than Kansas City. It is killing them. It's killing some folks. They don't know how to accept the fact that we have come, we have arrived. But y'all will be all right too. All right, beloveds, take care. Many blessings to you. And remember to smile, that beautiful smile of yours that I know comes straight from the heart. And may it shine as bright as the beautiful star that you are. All right. Peace, 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 peace.